John, welcome to India today.
Thank you.
I first have to start this conversation by telling you how awesome The Diplomat was and
Thank you.
congratulating you on that.
Thank
I
you.
absolutely loved it. Talk to me a bit about that, the overwhelming love that must have come your way post that.
Yeah, Tushar, it is so heartening. I mean, without sounding very flowery about things, but I haven't received this much appreciation after Madras Cafe. I mean, Madras Cafe was the last film that I got so much appreciation for. Of course, you have the New Yorks and the Pathans and the Dostanas and the lovely films, but where craft was concerned, I thought the Diplomat was on the top of its game. It's probably my career best in terms of performance. So I'm really grateful that Shivam got that out of me. I'm really happy that I put in the effort to do that. And I'm thankful to people like you who recognize that, because that's very important.
Isn't that a treat to sort of get that feedback? I mean, as an actor,
Yeah.
do you remember the first time you ever felt that back in the day when you got those calls? I mean, we didn't have social media then,
Yeah.
so the only barometer was a phone call.
Phone call,
or you
yeah.
bump into someone at a party
Yeah.
or somewhere and they hug you and like, dude, what a film.
Yeah.
You remember your first?
I remember the appreciation I got for films, Tushar. Now, and again, I got appreciation, but I also got criticism, and I get that. That's not what I'm coming to. With The Diplomat, it was a different feeling, because the effort that had gone into the nuances of the silences and speaking with your eyes and the expressions, and I was very grateful for the feedback that I got now, and trust you me, that's invaluable. It's invaluable for an actor. It's invaluable, Tushar. And when it gets the support from people like you and the audience that validates and says, yes, this was good, then you're happy. And the biggest validation, Tushar, is when the character you play. When JP Singh called me and said, you played me better than me, so there's no bigger gift than that.
You know what I've realized with your performances over the last few films is there is so much of a restraint in you. You're not in a rush.
Yeah.
Your characters don't feel like they need to reach from a point A to point B. You take your time.
Yeah.
And I think that's such an enjoyable experience to be a part of the journey. When you watch yourself on screen for the first time, perhaps, like you said, back in the day, it's a learning experience, right? How did you self-correct? Does one self-correct?
Yeah. You have to understand your limitations as an actor. And you have to learn and you have to improve your craft. So simply putting it, Tushar, just like you would probably improve your craft in terms of the way you critique or you write or you speak with me, you also reframe your questions. Similarly, I said, listen, I need to concentrate not on the monetary output that my films are doing. I need to concentrate on each and every performance of mine, and I have to improve that craft. So I remember someone telling me, आप ये सब छोड़ो, आप तो star हो and all that. I said, नहीं, मैं struggle कर रहा हूँ, मुझे कोशिश करना है. I want to work really hard on the craft. So you do self-correct. With each character, you sit, you do workshops. You want to be honest to your processes. You don't want to feel like, I don't feel like a star when I get on the set.
Yeah.
I don't sit with an entourage of 15 people. I don't have people around me that just say, you're right, yes. No, I don't have yes men around me at all. I have people who correct me all the time. So I need to correct myself also and just raise the bar. Even if I do 10% more and it shows 20% on screen, there's an improvement. And I want to do that with every film, Tushar. And that's why I want to change my filmography, my legacy as an actor. I want, even if a film doesn't do well, even if a film's not appreciated, my performance should not go unnoticed. So that craft is very important.
Visually, when I watched the trailer for Tehran, it's such a location, grungy.
Beautiful.
You can almost feel the air. You can see the dust, right?
Yeah.
Tell me, which has been your most tough location to shoot ever from all of the work that you've done? Was there
Kabul
a location?
Express. Kabul Express, Afghanistan. Tough because we were told that we'd be taken out. We were told at that time, obviously we didn't use it as a media but today I can speak about it. There was a threat on my life when I went in there. at that point of time. And I think, credit to Adi, but credit to Kabir Khan, who was so apt in handling it so well. And he was so brave. So we got a lot of cues from because Kabir had been to Afghanistan before. So
Was it easy to go there back in the day?
It was difficult, very difficult, Tushar. But I think Kabir guided us really well. To give credit where it's due, it was Kabir Khan who really pulled us through this process.
Wow. In terms of your firsts, what's the first that you've done for Tehran? Anything that you've sort of tried? Anything that you've honed?
I'll tell you what is emotionally the first that I've done for Tehran. My mother's Iranian. And the script was very close to my heart. And my mother, of course, speaks Farsi. That's the national language of Iran, Farsi. I could barely understand a few words here and there because, when you're growing up, your mother speaks to you a little in Farsi, a bit of Dari, and, just mixes up words and stuff like that. So others don't know what is happening. Like if you're Gujarati, they say, Gujarati, like,
yes.
So I wanted to learn Farsi. So I learned Farsi for 6 months for Tehran. And I wanted to get the dialect right and everything right. I didn't want to go wrong on anything. So I think that's the first that I've done on a film like this. I've learned Farsi. And it's a 1 hour, 49-minute film, Tushar. And I would want to believe, like I said, it's the first international film out of India. It's got a lot of Farsi in it. It's got a lot of Hebrew in it. So I learned Farsi, I learned Hebrew. But you don't learn it just to prove a point that you've learned something.
Yeah.
It has to flow into the script and it has to come very easily on your tongue. Luckily for me, because my mother's an Irani, it was easier for me on my tongue. So I'd probably get that benefit that I kind of rolled over onto the film. But it was a beautiful process, and working with Iranian actors. And Tushar, the beauty of Tehran is, and I can say this when you see the film, of course you enter Tehran and you're with the Iranians, right? But some of the Iranians were actually, one of the Iranians was played by an Israeli character.
Wow.
Can you believe it? So when you talk about world problems, we were all eating at the same table. There was an Iranian, there was an Israeli, there was a Dutch person, there was a Ukrainian, and there was me. We were all eating at the same table, just like Kabul Express.
Right.
There was a Pakistani, there was an Indian, there was an Afghani, there was me.
Yeah.
Arshad. We were all eating at the same table. So I think films bring people together, and I think Tehran did just that.
You made such an interesting point right now in terms of how there are perhaps two things, sports and cinema, which sort of bridge and blur these lines, right? That geographically we have sort of built in. Did you ever feel the temptation to cross over and go into the West when there was this whole phase of actors wanting to sort of start their careers? Were there offers? Were you ever thinking? Were there agents dangling that carrot and be like, you should just come here and settle? And you had all of the makings to sort of maybe do that.
Yeah. So, I mean, simply putting it, if you read between the lines, yes, I was offered everything. There were agents. There was everything. But no, I didn't. I consciously did not want to go to the West. I wanted to stay in India. I wanted my work to speak from India. It may sound a little irrational to you, but I'm too much in love with this country to leave this country and go anywhere. So if I had to make a film out of India that was international, it would be from here. And maybe Tehran's that first, where when you see the film, you're like, oh, okay, this is really different. I'm not saying it's good, bad or ugly. I'm saying it's different. So we've got all our offers, and I think fortunately for me, Tushar, I don't know whether you know this, but I've never had a publicist.
Of course I know this.
Yeah, so
who else would, but we would know.
So I don't really put out stuff there that I've been offered, and I wouldn't do that for a PR peg. So I don't do that, but I'm sure we've all got our offers, and I've been told, oh, you look this way, you look that way, you can cross over. I'm like, yeah, whatever, but I want to be here, happy here.
Tell me, what is Tehran like in terms of, obviously I have not been there, but the visuals that I see, it just seems like, how is it like? And also to add to this, were you always interested in socio-politics? Were you always somebody who would watch the news or maybe read a novel?
So I'll address the Tehran part. Tehran is probably, Iran is the most misrepresented country in the world. Yeah, of course, the regime is questionable today, but when you saw the Iran that existed with the Shah of Iran, it was more modern than
Yeah.
any other civilization. It's also the oldest civilization. So Tehran is a very misrepresented country, very misrepresented, and they're very progressive. They know their art. The best, some of the best films are Iranian films. They know their craft. They're artists. They're natural artists. They're beautiful. So that's about Tehran. Tehran's also very modern. As far as geopolitics is concerned, I follow everything in the news, and which is why I was gravitated to this. I would want to believe that I know everything that's happening from the US all the way till Indonesia or Japan. I just want to cover the globe. So I spent 2 hours in the morning just understanding world politics and world history. So when I came into Tehran also, I knew the Hamas. I knew what was happening with the Hamas, with the Hezbollahs, the Houthis. Then I said, oh, where did the Hamas originate from? Okay, this happened from your Gaza. Then you start learning about Israel. Israel's a part of the script. So I said, oh, Israel's a part of the script. Now, what do we have to know about Israel? So I started reading up about the Abraham Accord, the Balfour Accord. Then I said, okay, what do people feel? Is there a division between Iran and Israel? Why is the West Bank called the West Bank? So I get into details, Tushar, of every little thing. So because you're doing a film where you could be up for questioning,
right,
and you could be asked, what do you know about the politics of the space, of that area, of the region?
For sure.
So I'm pretty bang on, and it's like you enjoy watching films. I enjoy watching. No one likes war. No one likes war. But I was following every second and every minute of the war that happened between Iran and Israel, between Israel and the Hamas, between Israel and the Houthis, where Jordan is placed, what is happening. Because, in Jordan, the Jordanians were seeing rockets fly left and right. So it's crazy.
We saw clips on the internet.
Yeah. So it's crazy. So I enjoy that space and I follow that space, which is why a film like Tehran is very, very close to my heart. Just like Madras Cafe was, just like Parmanu is, just like Batla House is, just like The Diplomat. This is very close to my heart.
I also feel like Tehran is something that gives you a very international feel. It's a film coming from India. Perhaps I could use that slate somewhere. So do you feel the film deserved a theatrical release? Because for me, when I saw the trailer, I would have loved to see this on the big screen.
Yeah, I totally believe it deserved a theatrical release. And I have said it more often than not that, I am a big screen actor. But I understand the predicament of this film because what we thought was our biggest advantage in this film was not that I'm trying to capitalize on it, was the Iran-Israel conflict.
Yeah.
Turned out also to be our Achilles heel on this film, where we were told that the content was supposedly too explosive to get into theaters, if you can read between the lines. So not only in India, but even internationally. Like, whoa, wait a second, not this. So I must be thankful to Z5 for actually giving it a platform. That's very important because I don't know whether it would have seen the light of day otherwise.
Yeah.
So I'm happy it's seeing the light of day. But yeah, coming back to whether I'd want to be in the theaters and whether this has got that theatrical feel, totally. When you see it, you'll be like, whoa, this is like freaking mental. It's super.
I also say this because your fans have rallied and stood through you through thick and thin.
Yeah.
I think you have one of the most eclectic, loyal organic fandoms ever. Pre-social media, post-social media, whatever, right?
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, why do you think that reason is? How do you see your fans or the audience, as you call them, your supporters?
I think my people are people who believe in me and who know the real me. Without sounding again flowery about this, and they stand for what John Abraham is in real life. They know my values as a middle class person, which I don't fake or I don't stay away from. I love those values, and I don't wear it on my sleeve, but I am out there with my people. I talk to them. They love me for that. They love me for the fact that I care about human life. I care about animal life. There are a lot of factors.
More to it than just an actor.
Yes, absolutely. But they also tell me, bhai, force karo, bhai. You have to get that force body. And so they want commerce from me. They want commercial big things from you. So I will give it to them because I think maybe I'll plan something big soon.
Where do you stand in this whole, I mean, OTT versus theatrical has been on for a long time. I think films will work irrespective of format.
Yeah.
Amir recently has come out with this whole new format of launching his films on YouTube. And he's saying that come to YouTube, pay $100 and come watch my films.
Yeah.
It's a completely new model. Maybe people are trying different models also because you can't put a finger and say, this is what works. Today, Saiyaara is in theaters and now everybody's jumping on the romance bandwagon. They're like, maybe
Saiyaara, Tushar, you know, I'd give credit to, of course, Mohit Suri, because he's directed the shit out of that film. You know what I'm saying?
He's gone all out.
Yeah, I'm in love with Mohit as a person, and he's a darling, and we're all celebrating his success. So hats off to him, but you know, credit to Aditya Chopra for getting a film out theatrically with 2 newcomers, and absolutely wonderful. And honestly, people like me who are very neutral in this space, we are celebrating success, the success of Saiyaara, and we just wish more power to Saiyaara. May it run, may it run, may it run. But saying that, I really want a Son of Sardar to run. I want a Dhadak 2 to run. I want a War 2 to run. You know, I want all these films to run because I want people to come back to the theaters. But does digital exist with theaters? Yes, absolutely. We can coexist. Look at us. I mean, I'm a guy who only wanted to come in theaters. But today, my film wouldn't have seen the light of day had it not been for Z5. Right. So, you know, you must understand and be grateful where you can be. Because at the end of the day, I'm an artist. I want my work to be seen. And I got that platform, so I'm happy.
You know, when you wear a producer's hat, you get more learnings from the films that don't work than the ones that work, right? How does that learning help you as an actor when you're on set, or when you're perhaps working with a newcomer or co-stars who perhaps are new to the trade or to the workings?
So you're correct about the fact that, you know, when you're a producer, you understand what works and what doesn't. But Tushar, I'll be very honest with you. I don't think even the biggest superstar in this country knows what works and what doesn't. Or the biggest producer in this country. You know, we expect something out of a particular film and it goes on to like just break every record. We expect more out of another film and it just doesn't do anything for you. So we really don't know. But what I know as a producer is to spend your money effectively, tell good stories. That's most important. So Saiyaara has only proved that you can work with newcomers and still make a hit. So I think if your story is good and if your units are good, your trailer is good, very important. You'll get bums on seats, you know. Otherwise, you can say goodbye. If you're making a proposal, then I don't think you have a business being here anymore. Because the audience is smart, they get it. You guys get it. You know, when someone's pretending, it's over.
You also didn't sort of jump on any fads overall. If I look at all of the films you've done, because this is working, let's do this. Oh, everybody's doing South films and remakes, let's do that. You took your time and you also dabbled, and perhaps from the films that didn't work, they must have hurt and upset you because you put so much into everything that you do, right? Today, when you're sitting here and having this conversation with me, what's the one advice you would want to give somebody who's starting off? Because you come with so much, you know, who's perhaps insecure, who has managers and an entourage with him all the time, who's looking at the gram and being like, do I look fit enough? Am I looking hot enough? So many insecurities that everybody has today. How does one deal with that?
I think the one advice that I'd give anyone, not only newcomers, but even stars that are probably more senior than me, is just please concentrate on the story. Just please concentrate on the script. That's the most important thing. That's the only advice. And for newcomers, I'll say just have a lot of self-conviction. Because along the way, you'll be told that you're not worth it. You're not good enough. But do not hand that control over to other people. That control has to be in your hands. You have to know that you're worth it. If you know that, you can carry on this journey. But the minute you hand that control over, and if someone's controlling you, it's over for you. They'll take you off the road and it's finito. So just stay in control, be in control, have confidence in yourself, play the waiting game, do the right kind of stories. Like I'm doing a film now called Maria.
Right.
Okay. I haven't signed on anything after that. I haven't signed on anything, but I don't know what I want to do next. Or maybe I know what I want to do, but I'll wait for the right producer to come and give me the right platform to showcase this. Maybe I'm the best producer for that film, but then I need the right studio to back me on it.
Yeah,
so I'm playing the waiting game. Very important. very important. Because you don't know where your work would end up by the end of it. So you really want to present yourself very credibly.
Do you watch films in your free time? Do you go to theaters or do you watch them at home? Are you somebody who watches current cinema? Or
Yeah, I went to theater recently I went for F1.
Uh-huh.
I loved
What a
it.
film.
I loved it. I think Brad Pitt is such a beautiful man. At the age of 60, 61, looking so beautiful and just. But I enjoyed the film. It was very tropey. It had the tropes.
Full masala
Full
film.
masala film. Hindi film. But worked
Yeah.
at many levels. And at the end of the day, listen, as long as you enjoy watching it, it's working. Worked for me and I had a great time.
Sometimes when you make a film about stuff that has happened in real life, or you talk about social politics and there's war involved and there are people dying, how do you deal with this whole notion about politics should be kept aside and entertainment should be aside, especially when the whole India-Pakistan conversation is happening, that perhaps we should not work with Pakistani actors or we should not play cricket with them? What is your take on it?
So I'll speak about the first thing first.
Yeah.
I think when you're making a film based on war, you've bloody well got to know what you're making. You've got to know what you're doing. So me as an actor, when I'm doing a film called Tehran, I really need to understand what the geopolitics of the region is, understand the situation in the region,
Right.
because it'll show in my expression, it'll show in my face. I can't look clueless doing a film like Tehran. I could be the best actor in the world, but if I don't understand the space, I'm not the right cast for that film.
Right.
So I believe that because I got this space and I get this space, people also would be convinced in seeing me in this way, saying like, no, he gets this. This is a space, and then you kind of move on from there. So I think you've got to handle a politically sensitive situation very sensitively. Speaking about my country, India, I'll just use 3 words to say what I want to say. India comes first. It's simple. So where I'm talking about what my country has gone through, what my country stands for, it's important at this point of time to put your country's interests before your own and understand. I'm not saying don't be sensitive. As an artist, I would love to work with all artists. I have no problem with any artist in the world, including my neighbors. We have no problems. I don't think anybody has a problem with anybody. But just like them, for you, your country should come first. You should look out for what your country needs at this point of time, and you should be sensitive to that. Just to capture an audience and kind of be insecure. Oh my, this audience, that audience. Your audience, be it Pakistanis, Bangladeshi, Sri Lankans, be it from anywhere in the world, they understand. They understand what an artist is going through. They understand why you need to be sensitive. I don't need to be sensitive because, I'm worried about repercussions. Don't be worried about repercussions. You have to be confident about yourself. But that confidence has to come with the sense of conviction as to what you stand for. I stand for my country. That is very important. So my country will come before anything, and that is a non-negotiable thing in my life. Pehle India, uske baad sab kuch.
I think my country first says it all.
Yeah.
It doesn't even need an explanation.
Absolutely.
But when John Abraham is in the frame and he is either beating the bad guy or doing something to save the woman from the goons and putting India first, you believe him. And that belief doesn't come easy. You believe him because when you look into his eyes or when you look into that character's eyes, you're cheering and you're really wanting him to win. You're like all with him. When you're doing that scene, right, there must be that sense of, obviously, that patriotic feeling that comes in when you're reading those lines off the script and then doing them. And you've done this over a couple of films now, right? Isn't that exciting as an actor?
It is exciting, but Tehran, the beauty about Tehran, Tushar, is it'll leave you questioning whether is he a patriot or is he a rogue. And I think that's the beauty about this film, because, if I keep doing those patriotic films, it'll be like, yaar, ek aur kar raha hai wo, yaar. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
As an artist, it's important for you to explore different avenues. And for me, if I may say so for myself, I'm brave enough to do that. I want to do that. At the most, Tushar, I'll fail. At the most. I may not make the best film. At the most, it may commercially not do well at the box office. But at least I've stood for something I want to do.
Right.
So I will not follow formula. Just because everybody is doing a love story, does that mean John Abraham will do another love story? maybe not. I'll do something against the grain because I want to do something different.
There is that line in the trailer where, we hear that the country has left him and now he's nobody's, right?
Yeah.
It's such an interesting premise to explore, and I'm guessing when we watch it, that's when we'll get to see how it unravels.
I remember Dinu and I, my producer and me are chatting about this and said, should we put deserted by India? But the fact of the matter is that he was deserted by India. And that's the beauty of this film. So I think that's interesting, abandoned by Israel, hunted by Iran.
That hits hard.
It hits hard, like boom.
Yeah, it hits.
Kya banaya in logon ne yaar? They're going against the grain, so that's interesting.
When you step into the shoes of somebody either who's wearing the armed forces uniform or is playing a spy, how does it change you? And do you switch on, switch off easily?
You feel proud, first of all. I mean, at a macro level, you feel great about playing a character like that. And but there's a lot of responsibility on your head that you do it right. Because a lot of us have got it wrong also.
Yeah.
So I think, and the switch on, switch off part, for someone like me, because I'm doing one film at a time, and even when I'm doing Maria, which is why this look, I am in character. And when I have breaks, it's not like I'm doing 5 other films or another film. I'm only concentrating on this. And I'm going to be shooting for Maria for the next 6 months. A massive film.
Wow.
So for the next 6 months, we're shooting over, I think, 90 locations. So I can't get out of character. So I can't switch on, switch off. I have to stay switched on. That's the only way I understand.
Switch on, switch off reminds me of Anurag Kashyap's No Smoking, and the film comes up every 5 years.
Oh man.
When it came off, there were these discussions and conversations about either it's a cult classic and it's untouchable, or what the hell was that film, right?
Yeah.
When you look back at it now, how do you see it?
I've always told this to Anurag. I said, people make sequels out of hit films. Let's make a No Smoking Part 2. And I've been telling this to him from the past 4-5 years ago. So where he's gone now? He disappeared South India. He's gone here, there, Bengaluru. He's all over the place. He came the other day. We met in the office. I saw a recent film of his, I must tell you. I don't know whether I'm supposed to say this, but I saw a film called Bandar.
Oh, which is making the noise for the right reasons. Apparently, it's outstanding.
It is. I can promise you, Bobby Deol is, oh my God, he's unbelievable. And Anurag's film Bandar will literally disturb you. He's made such a brilliant film. So I love Anurag and I love No Smoking. And I think more films like that should be made. Yes, I've often been reminded by people around me that मत करो यार ये नो स्मोकिंग क्या किसी के समझ में नहीं आता है लेकिन मेरे समझ में तो आता है. I love Kafka. I love alternate reality. So I want to do films like that. I want to do different films. Try it out, Tushar. Like I said, at the most, what? You're scared of failure, right?
Yeah.
People are scared of failure. I'm not scared of failure. My success has been defined by my failures.
Right.
So I'm okay.
Right. We are in a time when ChatGPT has taken our lives over.
Yeah,
We go to ChatGPT for everything from making breakfast to giving us questions to asking us what should we ask John Abraham. So here are some ChatGPT questions that it has thrown up. These are actually from ChatGPT to you, okay? So John, ChatGPT has entered the room. I'm taking off from here. These are questions that the AI is asking you. My prompt was, I'm meeting John Abraham. Give me questions to ask him. So let's see what ChatGPT has thrown us, okay? Let's start. Your most intense role yet, Jim in Pathan or Vikram in Madras Cafe?
Vikram in Madras Cafe.
Okay. One co-star who always kept you on your toes on a set?
Akshay.
Who would you play in a biopic and why, if you were given a chance to?
I am doing one right now, in a way, Maria. And I'm happy to do it.
Okay. Dostana's beach scene or Dhoom's bike chase, the more iconic moment for you?
Both. Very difficult.
More satisfying, producing a hit or starring in one?
Both. Producing a film that I'm starring in and that becomes a hit.
This answer only you can give. You can Google it to ChatGPT now. Okay. One script you perhaps passed on that you regret?
None.
Okay. If you had to choose, never ride a bike again or never hit the gym again, what would you?
If I had to choose to never ride the bike or never hit the gym, never hit the gym. Because I can ride a bike better than I can walk.
Or you could ride the bike in the gym. The one patriotic film that still gives you goosebumps?
Rang De Basanti.
Good choice. Would you ever do a full-fledged comedy again? Yes or never?
Totally, yes.
Is there a script that's waiting to
Happening.
be offered?
Happening.
Oh wow, fingers
Maybe
crossed.
no, and it's not some secret, but I would, if there is one that I'd like to do, just because of the fun I had on it, it would be Garam Masala Part 2.
Come on, we
That's
need a
the
garam masala
only
part.
one I'd like to do, because Akshay and I really, we get along. You know, we love each other. You know,
I mean, it's on repeat.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
every time
yeah.
it comes on, we are
Yeah,
all watching
yeah.
that. It's an
so
iconic
hopefully, if something happens, I would like for that to happen.
that space.
Yeah.
Okay, if Force and Satyameva Jayate characters had a face-off, who would win?
Force, it's too big and too tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
ACP Yashvardhan is too big, mental. And that's another wish list I have. If I had to do a film, I would revisit Force in terms of action, because that would be a serious action film.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So much scope.
Yeah. Like if I had to do a Force, it would be like Force with the E of the Force turning and becoming a 3. You know,
Oh, we got the visuals already.
Yeah.
Love it. A movie you wish more people had seen?
All my good films that I failed. I'd say Madras Cafe, I'd say No Smoking, Kabul Express, The Diplomat. I wish Diplomat was, honest, on a very serious note, I wish Diplomat was seen by more people. I don't blame myself for the Diplomat not doing too well. I wish my studio had more faith in our processes, just like I had faith in my director and my director had in me. So I wish more people saw that.
All the studios need to wake up now. I think it's time.
They won't. They won't, because it's about commerce for them and they still don't know why they're doing what they're doing. So you've just got to keep proving a point with every film, Tushar. Like I've got to do it with Tehran. I've got to do it with my next. The studios won't wake up, because it's a balance sheet, and with no disrespect meant, but they've also got to kind of, this is an algorithm that works for them.
Right.
So they need to kind of just get to that point. We as actors may feel hurt and, oh, they're so desensitized, but they're not. They're also doing their job and they're doing it damn well. You know, so you've got to understand it from both sides. As an actor,
mindset.
I can sit here and complain, but I'm not that kind of person. I understand why a studio person works the way he does and she does, you know, so it's fine.
Okay. One director you do any script for, no questions asked.
I think many of my directors, Anurag Kashyap, Sanjay Gupta, Siddharth Anand, Milan Luthria. I mean, okay, if I had to mention one name, but the person doesn't direct anymore, it would be Mahesh Bhatt.
Wow.
Yeah. Bhatt Sahab gave me the confidence of being on camera. And I asked him, I called him up once and I said, Bhatt Sahab, will you direct me again? He's saying, son, I've stopped directing. But he's the one person, no questions asked, he called me in and he said, son, John, I'm directing again. Will you do this? And no questions asked. Bhatt Sahab, you gave me my break. I'm coming back to you.
But Sab needs to watch this.
Yeah.
Okay, tougher transformation, Dhoom body or Butler House mindset?
I think in the latter part of my years, the transformation into getting into a more thinking actor has been tougher. I think gone are the days of just a body.
Yeah.
You know, I did it in Dhoom, I did it in Pathan. You know, so I think the body is fine. It's transforming your legacy as an actor, and I think that's my process and that's my journey from here on. So be it The Diplomat, be it Tehran, be it Maria, or whatever I'm doing next. Even if it's a comedy, it has to be a smart, well thought of comedy.
So the Butler House mindset.
The Butler House mindset.
Okay. If you could go back to one set and relive that moment, which film set would it be? Which was the one most fun film set that you would love to go
I'd
back
say Dostana, hands down. Hands down. I miss Abhishek, I miss the whole feeling of that set, and I had the best time.
What a different time that was, no? Dostana was just
was lovely. Yeah, was lovely. I mean, I remember in Miami, I was in this beach called Hollywood Beach. Oh, by the way, talking about this, I was with my cinematographer of Dostana, Bose. He's in the office and we were discussing a project, and you remember the shot of me walking out of the water in the yellow shots? It was only Bose, my trainer, Mike Ryan, who was training me then from LA, and me. There were 3 of us.
On set?
On set.
There's nobody else?
Nobody else. I just did some 200 odd push-ups. I ran into the water and my trunks were floating. I was just bored. I said, Bose, you ready? He said, yeah, I'm ready. And I walked out of the water. That was the shot.
Who would have thought?
And you must ask Karan this, because Karan came at about 11, 12 in the afternoon, and we shot this at 7 in the morning. And he started, he's like, oh my God, I've got my shot. You know, who would have thought there were 3 people on the set for that one shot?
But that's an iconic shot.
Iconic.
It's in pop culture.
Yeah,
like,
and we didn't even think about it at that point. I was only concerned about, is it looking good? Boss, my abs are showing. Yeah, okay.
You didn't need social media, John. You never did. You just made your own moments. Okay, what's more difficult, saying yes to a film or saying no to one?
I think it's very easy for me to say no to a film now.
It's become easy now.
Yeah, it's become very easy. My father always taught me, son, learn to say no as easy as it is to say yes. So I just say no, 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 no.
Okay, and last question that ChatGPT has is a role you saw someone else play and thought, damn, I could have nailed that.
Can't think of anything off the cuff. Really can't. Because I think when an actor does a role, he seems to be best suited for it at that point of time. So.
Yeah. But I think, John, I have to say this to you, is that your commitment to your craft is unstoppable.
Yeah.
And I think that has been the biggest reward for you all. And despite not succumbing to the pressures of either coming on social media and, all of those tropes, you've stayed relevant, and you just keep going back on set. I think one thing that everybody says about you is that how committed you are to your craft, and how could you have honed your skills over a period of time, despite not being in a camp, not succumbing to anything. I think that speaks volumes for
thank you. And I'll keep doing that, Tushar. On a parting note, the only thing I'll tell you, because I really appreciate where you come from, is that I want to keep honing my craft, keep working so hard on it, because that's the only thing that stays with me and is going to stay with me, my legacy as an actor. So I'm just going to work hard every day. I'm never going to let the audience down by doing something easy and taking an easy way out. So as far as I'm concerned, as an actor and as a human being, just work hard on your character and your craft.
Tehran drops on 14th of August on Z5, and not just John Abraham fans. I think anybody who loves good cinema, you need to watch Tehran. Congratulations, John.
Thank you, Tushar.
And keep doing you.
Always happy to speak with you.